Hello, welcome to another video Uptown music lesson. My name is Gio Andollo, and today I want to talk about tuning stringed instruments. The guitar, of course, is a stringed instrument, and in a previous video we looked at the open C major chord, which uses 5 of the 6 strings on the guitar. But if you were trying to play along and your guitar was not in tune or wasn't set to the standard tuning for guitar, then your C major chord probably did not sound very much like mine. And that's the reason that it's very important to learn early on how to tune your guitar, so that your instrument will match other instruments with which you may be jamming. And even if you're only playing by yourself, you still want the guitar to be tuned to itself so that it doesn't sound bad. So what is tuning exactly, and how do we do it? As you can probably feel on your own instrument, the strings are pulled very tight. That's because these pieces up here, called tuning pegs, have wound up the strings to a certain tightness. If you turn these pegs one way or another, they'll either make the strings tighter or looser. The tighter the string gets, the higher the pitch will be. And the looser the string gets, the lower the pitch will be. So here's a clockwise turn. You can hear that the pitch goes down. If I turn it back the other way, this is a counterclockwise turn, it tightens the string again and the pitch goes up. So when you're tuning your instrument, whichever it may be, what you want is for all the strings to have just the right amount of tightness so that each string is tuned to a certain pitch. As I mentioned in my last video, the standard tuning for guitar is E, A, D, G, B, E. But if your instrument is violin, then it should be tuned the same as my mandolin here. G, D, A, E. And if you're playing a soprano ukulele, it's G, C, E, A. Every instrument is different, and you can easily Google what the tuning is for your instrument if I haven't mentioned it yet. But how will you know when your instrument is in tune? There are several different tools which can help with this. For example, a tuning fork or a pitch pipe will sound a certain pitch to which you can tune one or more of the strings on your instrument. This technique will also help you develop a stronger ear for tuning. But if you don't trust your own ears just yet, you can always just get an electronic tuner, which will indicate whether a string is actually tuned correctly. And if you have a smartphone, of course, there's an app for that. There are plenty of great tuner apps out there that you can try fiddling with. The one that I prefer is called Piano Tuner, and it's free. Over time, you'll notice that your strings will go out of tune. This is perfectly natural. It happens to all strings on all instruments. There's a number of different reasons why this happens, including changes in temperature and humidity, but just know that for us string players, tuning your instrument is just a fact of life, and you got to do it pretty much every time you pick up the instrument. Finally, I want to talk about coursed instruments. If you ever tried playing an old, neglected acoustic piano someplace, you probably noted that pianos are not always in tune. Perhaps you never even thought of pianos as stringed instruments, but they are. When you press on a piano key, it activates a hammer which strikes 2 or 3 strings at once, and all these strings need to be tuned very precisely to each other. If the strings are not in tune, then you'll likely get a terribly dissonant and quite ugly sound. This is also true of mandolins, 12-string guitars, and many other instruments which double their strings. You may notice that my mandolin is actually missing a string here. It's broken, but otherwise what we have is pairs of strings. Each of these pairs of string is called a course, and the 2 strings in a course are typically tuned in unison or in an octave. So if I just strum one of these courses, it sounds like one note, just twice as loud because it's 2 strings instead of 1. If any of these courses is ever out of tune, it will make the instrument sound especially bad, so it's very important to keep an instrument like this very finely tuned. Well, that's all for this lesson. I hope that helps demystify tuning for you, though I will follow this up with more specifics about how to tune guitar, mandolin, and ukulele. Please subscribe to my channel for these and many more updates, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.